welcome to today's deep dive. So, imagine you are building out a massive entertainment space, like a sports bar, a corporate auditorium, or even just a giant basement theater, right? You want the big screen right in the center of the action, but the actual equipment rack is, tucked away in a completely different room.
Yeah, which is a total nightmare for wiring.
Exactly. So today we are digging into technical specs and installation briefs provided by HDTVSupply to unpack how to bridge that massive gap. Our mission here is to look at the Atlona HT-AIM-100 HD-Base extender set. We want to understand how you can reliably push a heavy 4K picture across a giant building without the signal just degrading into, well, digital snow.
Yeah, because it really comes down to this battle of physics versus data. I mean, standard HDMI cables are great for short runs, but they hit a hard wall over long distances because of physical resistance.
Oh, for sure.
Like, try running raw HDMI 300 feet and the signal just falls apart. But the Atlona extender pair solves this by taking that pristine 4K 60 Hz video, which, by the way, is about 10.2 gigabits of data per second.
That is a massive amount of data.
It really is. And it pushes it up to 100 meters, so roughly 330 feet, using standard Cat6A or Cat7 networking cables.
Wait, so those are the exact same Ethernet cables likely already sitting in the walls of your building,
Yeah,
right?
exactly the same ones.
Okay, let's unpack this because the mechanism is honestly fascinating. It is like a highly organized highway system. You are taking heavy 18-wheelers carrying 4K video and massive uncompressed audio formats like Dolby Atmos and rocketing them down a standard, inexpensive copper pipe.
Right.
But why doesn't it just degrade like an HDMI cable would?
Well, because it completely changes how the data travels. Standard HDMI sends signals in a continuous stream, which is highly susceptible to degradation over distance.
Makes sense.
But HDBaseT essentially acts as a, well, like a hyper-efficient logistics manager. It repackages that continuous 4K video and audio into highly structured data packets. It perfectly organizes them so they can survive the long trip down those twisted copper wires without losing a single pixel or frame.
Okay, repackaging the data to survive the distance makes total sense. But the spec sheet also highlights bidirectional power over cable, or PoC. And it mentions bidirectional IR and RS-232 pass-through.
Yeah, the control stuff.
Right, and RS-232 is the serial protocol commercial spaces use to integrate screens into centralized smart control systems. So this means you are sending complex control data and actual electricity over the exact same cable. Sending raw power alongside uncompressed audio and video just sounds like a recipe for massive electromagnetic interference. How does it not just fry the data?
I know, right? That isn't really the most impressive engineering feat here. It all comes down to frequency isolation. The data packets for the video and audio operate at completely different frequencies than the electrical current.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, going back to your highway analogy from earlier, the 18-wheelers carrying the video are strictly kept in one lane, right? Then the armored car carrying the electrical power is another, and the control signals are in a third. They are perfectly synchronized and isolated, so they never crash into each other. That prevents the power from causing any interference with the video.
Wait, so functionally, you can mount a TV 300 feet away and plug the receiver into the screen, but you only need to plug the transmitter into the wall outlet back in the equipment room.
That is exactly how it works.
That is wild. It sends the actual electricity to power the receiver over that exact same data cable. You can point your remote at the TV, and then infrared signal travels all the way back down that same cable to control the hidden media player.
Yes. And that is the real-world advantage here. You completely eliminate the need for an electrician to install a new outlet behind the TV just to power the receiver.
Right, which saves so much time and money.
Exactly. And despite handling 10.2 gigabits of bandwidth, power distribution, and two-way control signals, the physical footprint is minimal. The transmitter and receiver units are each just 0.6 inches high and weigh under half a pound.
Wow, that makes them incredibly easy to tuck behind a flat screen without needing custom mounting brackets or pushing the display awkwardly out from the wall.
Yeah, they basically disappear.
That is awesome. And you get all that functionality for an investment of $715 at HDTVSupply, which includes a 3-year warranty from Atlona.
Which really makes it a highly practical solution for commercial environments or high-end residential theaters. The HT-AIM-100 just elegantly tackles distance, power, and control bottlenecks simultaneously. It packages a complex engineering solution into a really simple installation process.
It totally changes the way you can approach setting up a massive entertainment space. You don't need a tangled web of specialized expensive cords for every single function anymore. But, it leaves you with an interesting final question to ponder.
What is that?
If a single standard networking cable can flawlessly transmit stunning 4K video, immersive 3D audio, complex remote-controlled data, and actual electrical power all at the exact same time, are we rapidly approaching a future where our buildings only need one universal type of wire for absolutely everything?